So what does $500,000 buy you in Alexandria, Virginia in 2026? It's definitely not going to get you a 5,000 square foot McMansion. However, if you know where to look and what to look for, you might be surprised at the value that still remains at the $500,000 price point in Alexandria. So today we're going to be touring two homes in two different Alexandria, Virginia neighborhoods in the $500,000 price point. And the first one is a true gem of a home because it comes with a specific feature that you absolutely do not see in the $500,000 price point. And that's an elevator. Seriously, when was the last time you saw an elevator in a $500,000 home? Because you might assume that the only homes that come with that feature are these multi-million-dollar townhomes. Well, today might be the first day that you see an elevator in a $500,000 home. So let's jump in. So if this is your first time to the channel, my name is Bashir and I help families and individuals buy and sell homes all across DC, Maryland, and Virginia. So if you have any plans of buying or selling a home anytime soon, you could always feel free to reach out to me. All my contact details are in the description and also pinned in the comment section.
So the first neighborhood we're going to tour a home in is called Groveton, which is located in the southern end of Alexandria. You're right off Richmond Highway, also known as Route 1. So getting up to Old Town Alexandria and the waterfront is really quick, only about 4 miles. The Capital Beltway is only a few minutes north when you need to get into DC. So commute-wise, it's quite an accessible location with Reagan National Airport, the Pentagon, and downtown DC, all within a reasonable drive depending on the time of the day. And for Metro access, the Huntington Metro on the yellow line is usually the go-to station for Groveton residents. You also have quite a bit of green space in the neighborhood. Huntley Meadows Park is right nearby with boardwalk trails and wetlands where you'll actually see wildlife. And Mount Vernon District Park gives you another easy place to get outside, walk trails, and tap into recreation options without leaving the neighborhood.
Okay, so this is the first home we're going to be taking a look at. It's a condo in the Groveton Woods condominium community. It's 2 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, about 1,500 square feet, 3 levels. We have a 1-car garage. HOA fees about $430 a month, and that covers, things like snow removal, exterior building maintenance, and, major maintenance of the condominiums. Priced at $524,000. And this is the unit that comes with an elevator. So let's go in and check it out. Got a little speed bump right here. Okay. You know what? I'm just going to take my shoes off here because if I put these shoe covers on, this is all you're going to hear while I'm walking, and I'm trying to save your ears. Okay. So let's check it out. Now, first things first, let's talk about the elevator. Now, this is a 3-level condo, so it has a lot of stairs. And this elevator comes in handy because it has stops at every level. So it's perfect for someone who would like a multiple level home, but does not necessarily want to deal with stairs. If you have any knee injuries, if you're going to be living with an older parent, or if you're someone who is, older in age as well, this is really convenient. But we're not going to go in there today because, as you can see, they don't want us messing with the elevator. However, they're letting us know that it works. So that's the beauty of this unit. So let's talk about the other features. So as you walk in, we've got these brand new LVP floors, nice windows all around, gives us a lot of natural light, but today's not the brightest of days. But we still see a lot of natural light pouring in regardless, right? So this is our living room. We have a fireplace with a mantle. So right above the fireplace, that's where your TV is going to go. So the couch would have to be flipped around this way. And over here, we've got our dining room and our kitchen. But before we talk about that, let's just see what we have behind these doors. We have a nice coat closet right here. Behind this door is our water heater. So we've got this countertop right here, and you could actually fit 1 or 2 stools right here, but they're gonna have to be really tall stools because height of this is right at a bit below my shoulder, right? So just the FYI. So we head into the kitchen. You know, we've got granite countertops throughout, gas range, dishwasher. And this is actually our one-car garage, which is quite spacious. Okay. Washer and dryer on the first level. Got a refrigerator. And another feature I really love about this condo is we have this outdoor grilling area. Let me grab my shoes real quick. Okay, so we've got this outdoor grilling area that actually gives you access to the visitor parking. So this would be all, I guess, private, coming right up to the door. Okay. Okay, so let's head upstairs. So this is our second level, as you can see. Elevator takes you up to the second level. And then we get access to, I guess I would call this the primary, because the two bedrooms are actually set up like primaries because they both have bathrooms. But I think this would be the actual primary because it's actually larger. And you'll see the comparison when we head over to the third level and we check out the second bedroom. So this is really nice and cozy. So we can see the floors are carpeted. I like these two pillars that they have right here. It really gives the space a lot of character. And check this out. We have this sitting area. So this is for a condo this size, a unit this size. This is actually a really sizable bedroom. You know, I've seen actual houses that don't even have a bedroom this big, you know? So you have this, I guess they have this couch over here, which, I mean, this is staging, but you get the point. You could have this over here. You could, I was going to say you could have the TV up on the wall, but then you have this security system, which kind of prohibits that. So if possible, what I would do is I would move this and just put it over here so I can create space for a TV. Or maybe put it behind this wall so it's just out of the way altogether. But anyway. Okay, we've got multiple windows here. Spacious walk-in closet. And then we have our full bath with the dual vanity. We've got some more cabinet space for storage. Here's our linen closet. And there goes the tub. So I just noticed that the faucet is typically when you have a tub beside a vanity, the faucet is usually on the left side, on this side. I guess that just, I mean, not a big deal. It just caught my attention. Okay. So let's head over to the third level and check out the second bedroom. Again, That's the elevator right there. And then we head into what I refer to as the second primary bedroom. So as you can see, the main difference is this one does not have that sitting area, but it does have a spacious, seems like it has a larger closet, larger walk-in closet, and also a larger bathroom. So which one of these bedrooms would you use as the, I'm thinking the one below is the primary suite because, again, this is only a single vanity. And the one down on the second level is a dual vanity. So that's probably the main bedroom. But the good thing is they both have, they're both en suites, which is a huge plus. Okay, so let me just give you some additional context as to what kinds of properties you're going to come across at the $500,000 price point in Alexandria, Virginia. Now, $500K, this is your entry-level home price point. So a lot of the homes at this price point are going to be about or under 1,900 square feet. You're going to see a lot of condos like this one, condos that sort of live like townhouses. A lot of your standard townhouses, they're going to start off within that $625,000 to $650,000 price range. The larger they are, they could go as high as $700,000, even $800,000. Now, the upside of real estate in Alexandria and in most parts of Northern Virginia is they tend to hold their value over time because of everything that surrounds these areas. You have an easy commute to DC through GW Parkway. We're not too far from the Huntington Metro. Have an easy commute to the Pentagon. We're a stone's throw away from the National Airport. So you have all these major destinations which surround these neighborhoods, which is quite honestly the catalyst to keep the property values stable. So let's talk about what the mortgage payments could potentially look like at this $524,000 price point. So if you put 20% down, you're going to be looking at a mortgage payment in that $3,500 a month range. If you put 10% down, you're going to be looking at a payment around $4,100 a month. And if you put the bare minimum, which is 3% down on a conventional loan, the mortgage is going to be around $4,500 per month. So let me know down below in the comments what was your favorite feature about this condo. My favorite feature was definitely this elevator because this isn't just something cool to have. It actually has a lot of merit and function. If you had injuries, if you had an elderly parent, or if you were buying a unit like this to age in place, the elevator really comes in handy. So let me know down below what was your favorite feature, and while you do that, I'll head over to the next home. So the second unit we're taking a look at is this unit right here. It's a 2-bedroom, 2.5 bath, just under 1,300 square feet. HOA fees are $445 a month. Now in this community, the water is included in the HOA fees, and it's priced at $539,900. As you can see, similar style of asset to the first one in the other neighborhood. These what we call 2-over-2 condos, or stackables, as they call them. So let's head inside and see what this looks like. We have one assigned parking spot for the home. So right as we walk in, we're greeted by, well, before we get into that, as we can see here, we don't have an elevator in this unit, right? Because this is only a 2-level condo. So you really don't need an elevator. So right as we walk in, we're greeted by these dark cherry hardwood floors. We have 2 living areas. This is the first one, and we have another one right there just off the kitchen. So they could both serve different purposes. This could, be your family room, and the other one in the corner right here could be some sort of maybe you could transform this into a study. We've got a gas fireplace and a fan right above. And we have a nice sizable dining room which I really like because, this is not a large space. This is just under 1,300 square feet. So I like the fact that we're still able to have two separate living areas, our kitchen and a dedicated dining room. So a lot of times you really don't need a lot of space to make things work. I guess what really determines how well you can use the space is how the builder lays out the floor plan, because it all comes down to how efficiently can the space be used. Because I'm pretty sure you've ran into situations where you've seen a home that's maybe 2,000 square feet, but for some reason it just seems like it lives much smaller than a home that's, let's say, 1,500 square feet, right? It's all about the layout and the floor plan. So I really like this, concept, really well executed here. So we have our kitchen. Gas stove. You got this nice sizable walk-in pantry. You got the 30-gallon water heater in the corner right there. And we have a powder room, which is really convenient because I don't recall us having a powder room in the first home. Okay, so we've got this second living area, gas fireplace. We've got the built-ins right above it. And then right outside the window, we have a private patio. Let's go outside and see what this looks like. Okay, we've got our private patio. So it gives you a bit of that green space and outdoor space. Okay. So let's head up to our, and one thing I forgot to mention is the ceilings down here, for a unit that's only 1,300 square feet or just under 1,300 square feet, we have pretty good ceiling height. And the space just has a lot of character. You can see that in, the crown molding all around here. Okay, let's head upstairs. So on this level is where we have our two bedrooms. Nice hallway closet. Okay. Check out the window. So does this open? No, so this actually doesn't open. So I'm just thinking, what kind of blinds would you put over this? Or do you just leave this open? Because I'm thinking you can't put that to cover this if you wanted some privacy. So it seems like this is just gonna have to stay open. Interesting. Okay. So we've got brand new carpet. This carpet really feels really good on my feet right now because I don't have any shoes on. Really soft on the feet. Okay, very cozy bedroom. We've got the ceiling fan. I like this nook we have over here. You could fit a desk. This could be a little work area. So I mentioned using the living area that's closest to the patio as some sort of a study, but maybe I'm having second thoughts on that because I see the space that we have in this bedroom, which could be used, for a work area because you want to maximize the space as possible. You don't want to, cram it with work gear on the main level. Okay, we've got the custom closets. And we have a similar setup to the first home in which both bedrooms have their own dedicated full bathrooms, which is always a plus. So we head down the hall. There's our laundry. Not just a laundry closet, but an actual, small room. We've got shelving at the top there. And then we head into the main bedroom. Good amount of space here, as we can see. Large walk-in closet. Okay. Now you'll notice, look at how much space we have beside these nightstands. So we can definitely fit the largest king size bed you could find in this bedroom. So it might not look as large on camera, but it's really wide, you know? We head into the full bathroom. We have a soak-in tub and also a walk-in shower. Of course, we've got the dual vanity. So really cozy space. So let me know down below in the comments, between these two condos that we've checked out today, which one of these do you think is the most functional, and which do you prefer from both an aesthetic standpoint and also from a point of function? One thing I also forgot to mention with this kitchen is we have space right here for bar stools. So this could even serve as a breakfast bar, and we've got a lot of space right here as well. Even though we do have the dining table, if you wanted something more informal when you had guests over, or just for day-to-day living, you've got some space right here for about 2 bar stools. As I mentioned earlier, even though this unit is only about 1,300 square feet, the home is actually winning me over just because of the very functional floor plan. So let's talk about what the mortgage payments would look like at the purchase price of $539,900. So at 20% down, we're looking at a mortgage payment of about $3,600. 10% down, we're looking at a mortgage payment of about $4,200. And if you put the bare minimum down at 3%, we're looking at a mortgage payment right around that $4,600 per month price range. So it's quite similar to the first one, but about $100 higher because of the price difference. So that's all I got for you today. I hope this video was informative and gave you a good idea of what you could buy for $500,000 in Alexandria, Virginia. As you can see, it's not gonna get you a McMansion, but it's not gonna get you a shack either. So if you're interested in purchasing or selling a home in Alexandria at the $500,000 price point, or any price point above or below that in Virginia, DC, or Maryland, you could always feel free to reach out to me. All my contact details are down below in the description and also in the comments. Until next time, my name is Bashir. I'll catch you in the next neighborhood.